All right, we are here with one of our next candidates. As you can see, for people that watch other videos, I'm from the home office right now, which means a child or a cat could interrupt us. But Kelly and I have been trying to connect, and we both got really busy schedules. She's been out there knocking on doors. So, Kelly, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. It's great to see you, and I'm so glad we can do this today.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. So I get 5 questions to go through. One of the fairest ways I can do this is give everyone the same 5 questions. We'll probably go off on tangents on this or that. But yeah, let's just start with those and we'll go from there. So question number one, what district are you running for and what does that cover?
My name is Kelly James. I am running for House District 49, which is Arrowsic, Georgetown, Phippsburg, West Bath, and Woolwich. And as you can hear, I have been running around a lot and my voice is starting to go. So I apologize for that, but I'm going to try my best and keep drinking my tea with honey and hope it gets better as we go.
Of the two of us, I have to scratch your voice. I sound like a Muppet, so you sound great. So don't worry about that. So question two, just tell us a little bit about your background and why you're running for office.
I never thought I would honestly run for office. This was so far out of the realm of comfort zone. I really enjoy talking to people, but being up front in the person at the front of the line was not really a top priority. I have been great at vice president and treasurer of many organizations. And my father-in-law had mentioned this to me a few times and I just laughed and joked and thought, oh, you're funny. There's no way. And a couple of people kept asking. And I finally said, okay, I'll sit down and have a conversation. And when I sat down and had a conversation with Billy Thompson, I realized that the Republican Party needs me right now. I am more in the middle. I am not very divisive. My whole goal in this is to do what I do here in my own town, which is take care of my family, my community, and do everything I can for them. That is the bottom line, like who I am and why I'm doing this. I graduated Morse in 1996, which feels like way long ago when I can say it was decades at this point. I left and went and got a degree in finance. And so my whole background is finance and accounting and budgeting, and came back. My husband and I moved back to the area. We have 2 kids. I have a 16-year-old and an 11-year-old. And my 11-year-old was also the other one that pushed me to do this. She said, if you're most uncomfortable talking in public, she said, that's not enough reason to go do this. So I got that boost up from my child that said, you can go do this. And how better to teach the next generation than to walk out of your own comfort zone and do it. So that was the big boost right there.
That is so cool. Yeah, Mesalonsky 97 over here, but also but yeah, budgeting, financing. Yeah, that's a lot of what they do at the legislature, and also find pragmatic solutions to problems. Like I love that.
Yeah, it's really about working with people and how best to do things. And in every organization I've been on, we all do not agree on things, but there's that common ground. And I think our whole society right now is divisive.
Yep.
We are all getting attack ads and on all sides. And there's no need to attack other people because all we're supposed to do is help other people, the people around us, and be the voice for them. I with a scratchy voice.
No. I couldn't agree more. I mean, one person presents their idea, the other person presents their idea, and the best idea wins. Or you combine and you merge the ideas into a better idea. Like that's how this should all work, rather than I saw you at this different thing and you said something of like, who cares about any of that? That doesn't help us solve any problem. So totally with you on that. Question 3, the biggest question: what are the top 3 issues affecting Mainers right now that you look forward to working on if elected?
I think that one changes for me almost day to day, and it really comes down on who I talk to. I've always looked at what our legislature has done and the bills that pass and how they affect our towns. One in particular that I noticed last year before I ever thought of doing this was the bill on affordable housing. And that bill overrode our ordinances here in Georgetown. And I had been in the process of subdividing land and doing things in that way. And I've also run vacation rentals. I saw that bill as a major red flag because I live in a town where there's a lot of oceanfront property, and oceanfront property, no matter what we do, it will never be affordable housing. It takes me, 15 minutes to go get gas, groceries, anything. At today's costs, that is too expensive, even on the $19 an hour Walmart wage. So it's a hard thing to try to do down here. And we don't have a great aquifer. I've got wells running dry around me all the time. So I think that government has gotten big. It's getting so big that it's forgetting about the local control. We know what's going on here. I appreciate what they're doing, but I wish we would look at things from the local perspective, like the House seat is supposed to do. So that is one thing that kind of kept coming up.
Sure.
We have issue with opioids and fentanyl. And that is if I talk to a sheriff, a patrol officer, anybody dealing with like even transport of offenders, the biggest thing they keep saying is like they're carrying Narcan in their cars and in their personal vehicles. They see this so much more than we do every day. We see ads on the TV and not ads, but news articles about fentanyl looking like candy. We have Halloween around the corner. I grew up in Virginia Beach, in Florida, and Jacksonville because I was a Navy child. And I remember all the days of, look out, go through the candy, see what's in there. I live in this small town. I'm afraid that I'm going to be doing that with my kids.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get a handle on that. And part of getting a handle on it is making sure that we pay attention to the needs of those people, not just enable them. A third thing, there are so many different things out there, but I guess the third thing is what my background is. It's the budgeting and the overspending. I think we keep spending more and more. I think I hear somebody in your background.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm like, is that loud enough? Okay, sorry about that. That's Alex. Yeah.
Hey, this is life. This is what we live now.
It is.
So my background is budgeting. And I know that is going to, you can't do that and give all programs. What I like to do is look at inefficiencies in our budgets. How can we tighten down in those areas to make sure that we can do as much as we need for the people that need it? It really is about helping those around you and helping them move up. On a school budget, my friends, they're all teachers here. We've cut positions. That was my worst year. But in the long run, our budget is more stable. Our kids are still getting the services they need. For us, we ended up having to cut a guidance position down half, but the student level in our building went down half. But then one thing I can tell you about a guidance position is we have one 2 days a week, but we ended up we have social workers in there. We have OT, we have PT. The special education students still had lots of support. And then they had that social emotional support that guidance does provide them as well. So if it comes down to making tough cuts, I can do that. And I want to, use that expertise or experience, not expertise, experience in Augusta from having done it before.
See, I love this question because when I ask it, you get a much better feel for who people are. And yeah, all politics are local. Like that's your first point. And that resonates with everybody. Everyone knows that that's true. The opioid, fentanyl, the drug issues. So a phrase I've been using, and everyone who's watched other videos is going to get so sick of me saying this, but this phrase I picked up a few years ago, which is familiarity is a necessary ingredient for acceptance, which means if you don't know about something, I don't blame you. I get it if you don't, but people that don't know about the opioid piece of this and how prevalent that is, it's affecting our workforce. People can't, struggling with the addiction and all of those things. So, such a key issue. And then the budgeting part where it's so easy for candidates, I'm not saying local candidates, but even, state and federal wise to be like, oh yes, we're going to give money to this. We're going to support this. We're going to support this. Like, you can't possibly support everything. Just like you can't tell your
You
child
can't.
they can get every toy that they want for Christmas. Like you've got to stick to this budget and you've got to make those hard decisions. And you recognizing that now is before getting an office is a great perspective to have.
Like I said, that one position cut, that hurt.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah, it's not
And
easy.
it's never going to be easy. We have a very tight budget currently. I'm already getting emails on, oh, let's start I'm also on the Saginaw County Budget Advisory Committee,
Oh,
and we got
yeah.
emails. We're going to start that one a month early.
Yeah.
On a school budget, it's a fixed budget. If we have students come in that have higher needs than we anticipate and we didn't budget for, we have to figure out what we're cutting without going back to town to ask. This is something I do all the time.
Yeah.
So I think on our AOS budget, because I'm chairman of the AOS 98 board,
Oh, okay.
our accounting budget just jumped. And we didn't know that because the contract's going away mid-year. We're finding ways to deal with this and we'll get through it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it isn't easy, and those negotiations are tough. But as long as everyone's got the end goal in mind, you can get there. So,
I think you can. I think we can all do that. And, just taking what I've done up at a little higher level. Every day we go to grocery stores. I'm teaching my children. No, we're not getting that this week. Look at that bill. How do you do this in balance heating, the energy efficiency in homes? And a lot of the people that I go to that are having the most trouble right now are the ones who need windows. They can't afford to put a heat pump in, even with a rebate on it. Their credit's probably not that great.
Yeah.
So we need programs that help them as well. I am hearing a lot about LIHEAP and how that program is ineffective. People are calling in and they're getting appointments in April. That's not going to help them through this winter.
Right.
I'm not going to stand here or sit here and profess to know how to fix that, but there's inefficiencies in that program that we can make it better. Maybe you open it up in April so they're getting appointments when they
Right. That's awesome. All right. Question number 4. If voters could only know 2 things about you before they fill out their ballot, what would those 2 things be?
I think the biggest thing, I've already said this once, is that I care. I listen, and everything I would do for my community around me would be just like everything I do for my family. You protect your own, you look at it with common sense, and you do everything you can to make our lives here better. And I do believe that even that goes out further from there. I think that I can do that. I mean, that is the core of what it is just caring about people, looking at them as individuals, not being divisive, because whoever gets this seat, you are representing Democrats, independents, and Republicans. And that's the key point. You said 2 things.
Yeah, I mean, you hit like 3 things in that one answer, but
that's okay. That's really what it comes down to.
No. That's great too, because you're right. There is no district in Maine that is all one group of people or one. You're representing them all, and if you get divisive on issue A, when you have to work on issue B together, that divisiveness is going to carry forward, and
it does. You got to be friends. You got to be friends. You got to be somebody you can go sit down and talk with at the end of the day, and not lay all the politics out on the table all the time. Because it doesn't need to be that way. It just needs to be people getting together to do whatever they can to make things better for all of us.
Awesome. Before I get to our last question, is there anything that you wanted to hit on that we didn't get to? I mean, I'm sure there's like 1,000 issues that people bring up, but I mean, is there anything in particular that you're like, oh, I wanted to make sure that I said this?
No, I do not kind of pre-script anything I do.
I love
so it's
it.
like you'll hear me correct some words here and there. I'm not a politician. I just want to be as authentic me as I ever am, and just go forward with that.
And that's what the key is for a citizen legislature. It's citizens in the legislature. That's what we have here, and that's why it works. So the last question is an easy one. What is the best way for people to connect with you to find out more about you as a candidate?
I did start a Facebook page, which you can find that out there. I think it's Kelly James for House District 49. I've given out my original cell phone number, which is always a fun thing to do. That's 207-449-2828. Nice and easy.
Nice.
My email address is kellyfjames@gmail.com. And reach out. I answer all the time. I've been doing this for years. I ran vacation rentals a long time ago. Same phone number. I still get calls.
There you go. That's awesome. So yeah, and we'll have those. If you didn't catch those, we'll have those in the description of the video as well as we post it. Kelly, what a great conversation. Thanks. I'm so glad we found the time to connect. And sorry about Alex giving his 2 cents. And you can see, you can see, you can see him. Right? Yeah, yeah. So all right, Kelly, thanks so much. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.